We talk about taxes, deficit spending, interest rates all the time, but do you really know how it works? Before I got my master's in business, I thought I knew how it worked, and I didn't. The first thing we've got to know is that money as a physical dollar bill, that is not what's important. See, you have to spend money to make money exist. If money isn't spent, it's under a mattress or something, it simply doesn't exist. That's because when we talk about existing, we mean existing over a period of time, January to December, 1 year. So if money moves around once every 2 months, that same dollar 6 times can be worth $6. And every time this changes hands, that's another good or service that's worth $1 that has changed hands. Okay, so money can be exchanged for goods and services. So what, entrepreneurship professor? But what happens when in March and April one year, you get rid of one of those exchanges? Maybe you have economic lockdowns and no one moves money around. That's going to leave some goods unsold. And they're not going to be all the same goods. If you're not driving around, gasoline's going to go down in price. But if everyone's staying at home, video cards, right, and games, they're going to go up in price, which is exactly what we saw. But if you produce less stuff, then less times is money going to move around, and so you'll move it around less, you'll produce less, move it around less, produce less. That's called a deflationary spiral. So what do you do when people stop moving money around so much? You can come in and you can print up an extra dollar to fit in, or 1/6 of the dollars that you had overall, so that the demand stays in place. And then when people start moving money around like normal, you got to claw that money back. Thing is, when Uncle Sam here gave me the money, I was super happy to get it, because then I could both spend it on making things, and I might even have a job based on things that are made because of the money Uncle Sam handed out. But when it's time to claw that money back, I'm not going to be happy about it, because that means I don't have that money in my hands anymore. How's it my fault Uncle Sam spent that money? He can't have it back. It's mine now. Anyway, bro's got a printing press, and he doesn't even print most of it. It's just digital. Why does he even care about getting that money back? Just print as much as he wants. Well, when we put that extra dollar in the economy and we didn't get it back, we added another moment of buying stuff without any stuff created to offset it. If you've heard inflation defined as too many dollars chasing too few goods, that's what this is. There's too many dollars per year chasing too few goods per year. So instead of having $1 per thing that we're making, we have $7 per thing we make. So the price goes from 1 to 1 1/7, or 1.16. Fun fact, these numbers are really close to the actual numbers during COVID. That's inflation, and if you want to stop it, you got to get rid of one of these boxes. And we talked about the obvious way to do that, tax it back. Another way to do it is to cut the amount that you spend, right there. People will grumble because there's a number of things that have been cut, but you can be specific about who's getting targeted. So you see, taxes and spending cuts both have the same effect of controlling inflation. But because a large portion of the money that we have is made up out of debt, that leaves us with one other way to change things. See, every year we're taxed in a second way. We're taxed by the banks who collect interest. So if you don't have the political will to increase taxes or lower spending, then you can increase interest rates, taking that money out of circulation. And changing interest rates can have a big change on the money supply, because it takes some money out and it reduces the rate at which people will spend. So we see the way money works is money is a number of times a dollar bill moves around in a year. If it goes up and things don't go up in what we're making, prices go up. But if it goes down, then not only do prices go down, but also people stop making as much. So you gotta claw the money back to keep it in balance, only grow it a little bit. So what we do is we either tax to get money back, spend less to get money back, or because both of those are unpopular, increase interest rates to get money back. And that's also why you wouldn't want the inflation to come down, because if you claw it back, that extra good that was made over time, even though the prices are higher, also will lead to the person who makes this good losing their job.